In tonight's live stream, by member choice, we are running the 15-gallon copper Stillco traditional still, and we are running a white corn liquor mash. This is an heirloom mash. It's half Hickory King White, and it's half Trucker's Favorite White. And we asked you guys, the members, what do you want us to run and what still do you want us to use? That's the combination you guys came up with. So that is what we're going to run. If you're interested in heirloom corns, we now offer it at stillintheclear.com/shop. So go check them out. There'll be a link down in the description. See you in the live stream.
Hand cut copper, a torch's flame, built to last, I ain't one the same. Rolling that sheet, bending that steel, every still got a story to tell. The proof's in the still, give it a go, you can't go wrong. The copper still cold.
Just wanted to let you know that Still in the Clear now offers heirloom corns. We've got the Hickory King White, we've got the Bloody Butcher, we've got the Jimmy Red, we've got a hybrid non-GMO blue corn, we've got the Trucker's Favorite White corn. And if you've been wanting to try some of these corns and add a distinctively different flavor to your moonshine, other than just a regular old yellow corn, you definitely want to try these out. You can go to stillintheclear.com/shop, click on the category heirloom corns and see everything we have to offer. You can get it in 10-pound batches. You can also get them straight from the Homebrew Center shop if you're local to the Fort Smith area. And we also offer bulk purchases in store at Homebrew Center where you can get a great deal on a 50-pound bag. That is pickup only. But if you want to try some of these great corns shipped straight to your door at a great price, check them out. Stillintheclear.com.
And we're back. We are back. I'm Zach. This is Cyrus. Welcome to ABV Society Live. Hope you enjoyed that intro. Right before we started, you were sharing your love and admiration for Vladimir Putin. Could you talk more about that?
Just been a lifelong hero of mine. Just always looked up to how he, just kind of took charge of things.
You leaned into that. You took charge of that. You leaned into it, and I commend you for it. It's back with another exciting week. We got some of that heirloom corn back there, and I tasted some earlier with Cyrus. It is sweet. We're not quite into the hearts yet. We're about to transition into the hearts probably this jar, maybe the next jar. We took a quart off for the first jar, and we're running pints now. So,
yep.
Hope everyone had a good week. Chat's not up there, by the way. And, yeah. You guys run anything interesting? Zach, mic is really loud. It's probably just because of the way I yell.
You got a loud voice.
It's a common issue that we're having. I wonder, I should almost get a little boom, bad boy. You guys tell me when the volume is bearable. Or I can just hold it right here the whole night.
Yeah, good.
How's this? Joe? Is this any better?
A lot of the same folks in there in the chat.
Terry, Kevin, Mud Grips.
Starting the live with 22 people on Still in the Clear.
He says that's pretty good.
Hey, we got 2 people on Facebook this week. What's up?
How about that?
What's up with that? Who is over there on Facebook besides Adam?
Now,
jump in there and leave a chat and say hi. Say, hey, I'm over here on Facebook by myself.
I just go on it. You do a catchy little description in there. Realized a solid 2 minutes before the live that I did not have the TikTok set up, so we're working on that right now. But Collector Rick with the sage old stack silver gold and honey.
Stack silver gold and honey, better than fiat money.
I like it. I'm sipping on some breakfast cereal bourbon aged 3 months on American oak, and it is delicious. Well, Robert,
yeah.
Damn it, buddy.
What did for that breakfast cereal bourbon? Which mash did you use? What cereal did you follow the recipe that we did, or did you try something different? Robert, let us know. So we've got the white corn liquor run going right now with the heirloom corn.
Members picked it, right?
That was a member's choice. Now, honestly, so it was supposed to be a member's choice. The poll was supposed to go out to channel members only, but I forgot to set the setting. So it's just everyone. But there was like 110 votes, and people said they wanted us to run the white corn liquor on the 15-gallon traditional still. So that's what we did.
Nice.
Give the people what they want.
Give them what they want. Scott, yeah, brother, we can see you over there chatting on Facebook. Running some apple brandy, still coming good at 110. Nice. I love apple brandy, as a lot of you guys already know. Brandy is probably my favorite things to run. I don't know. We're going to see how this Heirloom corn turns out, though. It was coming off the still pretty sweet, pretty good flavor.
Yeah, and we're still in heads, and it's actually pretty good. So I'm excited about the hearts. Rousey 63 coming at us from West Virginia. Glad you're here.
What's up, brother?
We are also going to be bottling the the ABV homebrew.
Super excited about that.
An American light wheat beer. Finally finished. Took 2 months for it to finish off. So we're going to be bottling that. We'll let it carbonate for about 2 weeks. And then we'll be drinking on it. And we're going to start another batch tomorrow. We're not going to wait. We're not going to wait.
Because that'll be gone in like...
Yeah, just every week we make a 30-pack. And then good. Going to try the new tip of post-sweetening some. Plan to age the rest. That sounds awesome. Robert followed the recipe on Still in the Clear YouTube channel, and thank you. It's my favorite. You know, that one turned out really good. It's one of my favorites, too. I'm right there with you. A lot of people have ran that recipe. Everybody seems to like it. Now people are even starting to kind of tweak it and use different kind of cereal and stuff like that.
So I wonder if anyone's changed the yeast yet.
I don't know.
I can't imagine it would drastically affect the flavor profile.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to be running one of the red corns, do a corn liquor run again, but just on one of the reds, probably the Bloody Butcher. Actually, probably the Jimmy, because I think we're about out of Bloody, aren't we?
I think we have 2 bags left, and then some back there in the ship.
Joe's noticing that you're not wearing a hat.
Yeah, no hat today. Sorry about that. Garbage Throne Daddy, 10 memberships. Thank you, brother.
And
thanks
the
for the
gift.
gift. Let's see who gets them. Always like this part.
Let's see. Trickster 68 from Washington State is in the chat. Glad you're here, brother.
Mr. Distiller got one.
Oh yeah.
That's dope.
Fifth Horseman. That's a pretty cool name.
Yeah.
Vince UK. Wonder if that means he's over there with Iron Duke.
You want a Duke's boys? Looks like Grizzly Adams without the hat. Yeah, bro, I got a lot of hair. It's kind of deceiving when I've normally got it.
Get you a coonskin cap, man.
Normally got it under hat. Very misleading. That's why I stay incognito in public. You don't want people pounding you in public. Oh, are you the best of my no. Dude, come on, man. I'm with my family. I used oatmeal to smooth out the flavor, Robert. I like it.
Oatmeal does do that.
I like it. Also, still a solid, breakfast additive.
Right.
I mean,
still falls under the category of breakfast bourbon.
Yeah.
I hate to bring up food, but we've been doing overnight oats lately.
Overnight oats.
I don't even know what
Tell
that
me
is.
more. Yeah, I'm unfamiliar.
I don't know exactly how you do it, but I think she puts milk in oats in like a mason
It's
jar.
well overnight. And
yeah.
And
And
then cold or hot?
Cold, just straight out the fridge. So you top it with peanut butter, honey, cinnamon, whatever, bananas, and then you just wake up the next morning, stick a spoon in it, and start stirring it up and eat it.
Milk, oats, and peanut butter. That sounds awesome.
Yep, it's been really good.
Like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a massive yogurt fan, but
I'm gonna stick with my nails.
I like yogurt on creepies.
I was thinking that was a Mick Foley lookalike. Times like these, I wish I'd have been practicing my Mick Foley impersonation.
The chat is probably like, "Who is that? Who's that voice? Who's that?" That is Noah. We have a guest in the house. He's here with Adam tonight.
Yeah, I'm
They're
doing
working on a little school something or other.
Yeah, we've got it's crunch time. We got a lot of stuff going on, so it's one of my school partners here.
Nice. Adam is dedicated to the cause.
Terry, tonight we are running an all-grain heirloom corn that is half Hickory King white and it's half Trucker's Favorite white.
It's 2 pounds per gallon. 50 pounds of the Trucker, 50 pound of the Hickory King.
Yeah, in like 40 gallons actually.
And it's 40 gallons. So I guess I don't know what that order.
Yeah,
and it turned out really nice.
Whiskey Rebel says he's got the SCR parts coming. Going to build it and send it to us.
Thank you, Adam,
sir.
is that your
Awesome.
headset?
Lucas Lee says that eco is bad. What's an eco?
Hey, he's talking about
Echo.
echo. I think we fixed it now. Yeah, I think he was over on TikTok, and I think he was just hearing the speaker. Yeah.
Yeah, Robert, we had a little bit of nasty weather here locally, but it was just bad thunderstorms for a little bit. Nothing big.
They did get it to the east of us, though. I'm pretty sure they got it pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Northeast.
Paragould or, kind of northeast Arkansas. Also, man, he's in here sometimes on TikTok. I don't know if he's in here. But just kind of been thinking about my buddy Jimbo Fields over on TikTok. He's a big duck hunter. He's in northeast Arkansas. He's a heck of a guy. Got a big following on TikTok, and his entire farm is underwater. It borders the Cache River. And the Cache River, when we got all that rain a couple weeks ago, just got way up out of its banks, and it just turned all his stuff off. Everything he's got's underwater. He's riding around his property in a flat bottom boat.
What else can you do?
Yep.
Destin asks, what was the specific gravity? The starting gravity was 1074?
1074.
Yeah.
It was actually we bumped it maybe with 4 pounds of sugar.
Yeah.
It wasn't much. I can't remember. I have to go back to the video, which is on the Homebrew Center YouTube channel, by the way. I need to put more videos up, but it is on there. I think I bumped it with a few pounds of sugar, maybe 4 or so, just to take it from, I think it was at 1069, and then it ended up at 1074.
Yeah.
So,
Trickster would love one of them members things. Hell yeah, brother. It's $1.99 a month. There's you just go next to the subscribe button and hit the join button. Unless you're on Apple, then you got to go. We can drop a link for the Apple folks, and then, or you can just go to a browser instead of the YouTube app, and you can become a channel member, just like all the folks you see here with the little Still in the Clear badge next to their name.
Mhm.
We go live every morning, Monday through Saturday, Monday through Friday. The live is for members only.
open on Saturdays.
And it's open on Saturdays. Yeah.
Also, there's some member polls and stuff on there. Like tonight, we inadvertently sent it out to everybody, but it was going to be a members-only vote on what still and what mash we were running. So, Whiskey Rebel said his dad thinks I look like Grizzly Adams. He's 65. Yeah. Go easy on him, brother. He's not wrong. I mean,
right? Not at all.
I'm not trying to, call a spade a spade. You know what I mean? Flatland with 5 gifted, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate that, my man.
Trickster got one. There you go, brother.
Oh, he was one of the ones.
Yeah, yeah.
What are the odds of that? See, that's why I'm thinking.
The odds are pretty low, I think.
Well, that's why I'm thinking their priority by who's in the chat.
I don't think so.
What are the odds of that, dude? You got 43,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
There's 28 or whatever in here, and
Okay, well, there's a lot of people getting gifted.
yeah,
We've never even seen their name.
we just did.
There's a lot of people in here
Yeah.
that get gifted that I don't even know who they are.
I think the majority of everyone in here has a membership.
Well, that's true. Well, that's true.
Bearded Brewer and some cool handles in there.
Evan's asking on Facebook. Hell yeah, we've got 3 people over on Facebook today. Jesus.
Crazy.
Y'all are going wild over there. What's your opinion on how many gallons can you say is personal use? How much is too much? Well, legally speaking, there are states that dictate that for you.
I feel like
But-
that there's this strong correlation between the use of personal use, which is a legal definition. It's defined by like statutes, and it's just going to be different from wherever you're at. So, you know, as far as us, like everyone's going to be different. Like we have a certain amount on hand that we rerun,
Mhm.
and we do a second distillation on. So, you know, personal use can look different for everybody. I don't know how much you drink, how much your families drink. We give a bunch away to friends and family and stuff. So, it's just going to depend. Is my answer. Depends if we could get that. Yep, Jason got one in there.
Depends. Little diaper.
Little diaper for that ass.
Robert says, I love that still y'all are using. It's beautiful. This is a Copper Stilco still made by Adam Burgess out in, out in Washington. It's his 15-gallon traditional still. It's a great little still. We run it all the time.
Super economical.
Under $1,000.
Super
Under
economical.
$1,000 for a 15-gallon copper still. Pretty good deal.
Pretty slick. Now, I'm getting because of all the Grizzly Adams comments.
Jar check.
Grizzly Adams was, and correct me if I'm wrong, just kind of an old pioneer man.
Yeah.
And there was a movie, right?
I think there was a TV show too.
TV show. I need to be better read in my Grizzly Adams
In your
knowledge.
old people TV show stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, go rent Grizzly Adams. Start working on your Grizzly Adams impersonation. All right, let's see what we got. This is jar number 3. Proof is coming back up. We were running pretty hot at the beginning of this run, and so slowed it down. And so jar 1 was 121. Jar 2 was 120.
A pet bear. I don't like
He didn't have a pet bear. He had a pet burr.
There's a pet burr.
Yeah, you got to say it right. It's a
Liking
song.
this dude. Did they ever wrestle? If so, who's
Yeah.
victorious? Jeremiah Johnson. That's who I was thinking. GTD. I was trying to imagine maybe like if I saw him before, and I kept thinking of damn Jeremiah Johnson. That guy was a legend too. Coonskin hat.
Mm-hmm.
Duke in the house.
The Iron Duke, he's here. He showed up, and just in time, too, because I'm about to shake this jar. I know he loves to see us shake the bubbles. Oh, yeah.
So we got here.
And for the TikTok folks, there it is, people.
What do we think?
Paul McKinley's in the house. Kevin says 119.
124, 138, 118.
Iron Duke says, get a hydrometer. I did. You might have missed that part, Duke.
I like that he said bloody.
Bloody hydrometer.
Just imagine the dude just yelling at his computer monitor, get a bloody hydrometer.
136, 117, 142. Trickster, the newest member, dropping in the custom emojis.
I bet he calls it a hydrometer.
Hydrometer.
Yeah.
I think that's a Billy thing.
Perhaps a hydrometer.
125. Jason in there with it. Jason's usually pretty good at guessing too.
Jason's pretty hot on the guesses.
Twenty-seven people in, let's see, we got 27, 28, 32, another 2, 34 people in the line.
30, 40 or so.
So you want to maybe bottle beer on part 2?
Yeah, I think
After the first intermission, we'll bottle the beer.
Yeah, take our break, come back, bottle some beer.
And we got a hard end on tonight's show. The Adam needs to cut out of here at 7. So we got a hard deadline at 7 o'clock that we're gonna drop off. Duke can't join in the club because only deal in Great British pounds. Man. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not even sure what that means. Like,
move.
I think that's
only the people in the U.S. can be members. Is that what's going on?
I'm not buying that. I think me and Diller has
YouTube does not have a
membership.
That seems kind of
New
crazy,
Zealand.
Duke. The YouTube doesn't convert the currency.
Crazy.
I feel like I can order things from the UK very easily.
Maybe we could log into your YouTube account from the U.S.
Yeah.
Make the purchase.
Winsong makes a good point. Who wants to use a bloody hydrometer anyway?
Yeah.
I like my hydrometers clean.
Pretty clean, yeah.
I'll tell you, there's 5 substances that come to mind that I don't want in my moonshine.
Blood's one of them.
Blood's one of them. I'm not going to tell you it's number 1, but it's up there.
Trickster started a sugar wash at 10/8/75 on Monday, and it's still going crazy fermentation. That's good. That's good. Good news.
What was the
Of course it does. I'm just tight. Okay, I got you.
$1.99 a month. That is tight.
What was the proof on that jar?
That jar was 128.
128.
128.
I bet it was Jason. He was pretty close.
He was the closest without going over. 125.
125.
What are you doing over there on TikTok? I never know what you guys are doing.
Cowtown Custom says just so it's at least 100. Tastes great.
Also check. I need to give that thing a bath this week.
Yes.
It doesn't look bad on camera,
It is really filthy.
but I think it would look, wash. A wash, if you would.
Wash. Got to put that R in there.
Lucas Lee on TikTok says, I'm trying to finish my recipe book before I fly back to the States.
Well, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Where are you now? Where will you be flying
More
from?
information on this recipe book and what you're doing with it, Lucas. That's kind of interesting. Thought you had a cleaning girl. You're looking at her.
You are the cleaning girls. If you're talking about Bailey, she's part-time, and when she's here, we can't have her cleaning.
Yeah. Some of you, speaking of cleaning girls, some of you may or may not know that I had we left for a couple days, spent some time with some family, and came back to the house, and we had a dozen birds inside our house that came in from the chimney. And so there's actively a cleaning girl over at my house just cleaning all the poop off the floor.
Bird poop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a terrible experience. That's how my week has gone. Anyone was wondering?
This is in Central America, and recipe book covers drink recipes and cooking recipes.
Dude, Lucas. Man. Send some snippets over. If you've got some drink recipes that are pretty salty, send them on over.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we can make one on the live sometime.
Oh yeah.
Depending on what you got going. Did you get rid of the camper yet? Not yet. Whiskey Rebel, it could be yours for the low price of $7,999. I haven't even listed it for sale yet. You could own what was once my camper. It's fully remodeled. It's in great shape. Need to finish some things on it, and then I need to put it up for sale. Pretty big, though. So, from room to Parker. Give you a good excuse to come down here.
How big is it? What'd you say it was? 34? 24? 34 feet? What size is it?
I think it's 32 foot.
32.
How much you selling that shirt for? Well, Duke, you can only purchase this shirt with American greenback dollars. Some say the foundation of the world economy. So I don't know that you can necessarily afford it, but I think I bought it for like $40 at the Academy. Maybe more, 50, 60 bucks. Did I overpay, dude? I may have.
I have a sweet corn and barley malt and oats fermenting now. Started at probably 1090. Probably 1090. Yeah.
Typo in the chat there.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Both, Lucas.
Yeah. You got a weirdo mash recipe? Send them over to us. And yeah, maybe we can make a mixed drink sometime. What do you say? I see his name over there. I haven't read anything he said.
Duke is throwing a little shade at you. Some say it's been around for a couple hundred years.
Yeah. It is new in terms of currency.
It is very new.
World currencies. But boy, is it strong. Stillworks and Brewing. What's up, brother?
Randy over at Stillworks and Brewing is in the house. If those of you in the live stream do not know Randy at Stillworks and Brewing, go over there, jump on his channel, give him a subscribe. He puts out some great moonshine videos. They're really good.
Oh yeah. Stillworks. Is he making some stills?
I've never seen. Have you made a still, Randy? Let us know. I've never seen a video of you making a still, but
be cool. A little still fabrication content.
Got some Randy fans in the chat already. Goverstone Daddy and Evan Scott.
Kevin tried Randy's peach shine recipe, and it was awesome. Oh yeah, is that a mash bill or is it a post flavor recipe?
He's got a lot of both. He's got some really good, like cello recipes, limoncello and stuff like that.
Mm.
Yeah, he did this segment called Cello Wednesday or Cello Week, where he made a bunch of different cellos or something. I can't remember what it was, but it's pretty awesome.
Post flavor, nice.
Where are we? We've slowed it down quite a bit.
Third of the way there.
Leave it like it is. Kind of about four to five drips per second.
I think I could stand and turn it up a little bit, don't you think?
A little bit. I think so.
I'll tap it. Up there.
It made more. It went too fast. The good ones do. The good ones always disappear quickly. That's like Windsong's Butter Pecan Shine. We can't keep it up here. It disappears quickly.
Yeah, the butter pecan goes quick, fast, and in a hurry. Also, the caramel apple. I'm down to like my last quart of it.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I've really been showing some restraint with it because there was a couple nights there where it was tasting pretty nice. And I had to remind myself, like, hey, why don't you go grab something else?
This is all I got.
Yeah. We need to make some more of that. We still have some caramel and...
Yeah, we do still have some caramel.
I would like to make several gallons just to have around.
Oh, yeah. I'm in. That was good. Flatland says that sub from DRC looks awesome.
Yeah, that thing's nuts, man. Dustin's Justin's a very dedicated to the craft kind of guy, and kind of coming through in that still, just all the attention to detail and little. I'm really excited to get it. I think it'll be here next week sometime. I don't know how he ships, so looking forward to that. We probably putting out a bunch of content with it, just because I'm not going to be able to restrain myself from not running it and trying it out and messing around with those jar thumpers and trying to figure out the shotgun condenser, and
Right.
it's going to take some playing around to see how it runs. And it's got that hurricane helmet on it, so that D flag. And man, when he's running that thing and filming through the sight glass, it like crashes
It's just
hard.
raining.
Oh
It's
my
just
god!
raining.
I don't know if it says more about his, because he does have a pretty nice little reservoir tank, chiller, and all that stuff. So I think he's just piping cold water through it, and that's what's making it crash so hard. But pretty cool, nonetheless.
So
Outlaw Shine, what's up, brother?
Evan Scott is, I guess Evan Scott's on Facebook because he can't comment on YouTube. So,
Okay.
Winsong, if she hadn't already in your chat, we'll just bring that
So
up.
I know what happened.
Oh.
Evan, you had a comment in the live that was filtered or whatever, and I don't know if one of the other moderators muted you, or but an admin's gonna have to go back in there and just unmute you. But I noticed that happen, and I just didn't. I was like, I'll make sure I remember to tell somebody to unmute.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Had my sons running my still while I was at work last night. Starting jar was 177. Gonna let them do it from now on. Hell yeah.
Damn. It seems like they were just trying to run her low and slow and enjoy the time there.
Yeah.
Whiskey Rebel asking, any suggestions on a peach post flavor? Well, they were just talking about one Still Works and Brewing had that he gave to Kevin. Kevin really liked it. Windsong's got some really good peach stuff.
The peach cobbler is
the peach
amazing.
cobbler is nuts. Windsong says, Zach, in the process of making something special for you and Adam. Oof. That sounds nice. You know what it is?
I don't have a clue. I don't know what she's doing.
Figure it out tonight. Tell me tomorrow.
That'll be good.
I'll
Thank
let it
you.
be a surprise.
Looking forward to it.
Pope comment. Oh, yeah.
I can try to look
Windsong,
at it.
if you could go in, Scott Bryan on YouTube. He can't comment from there. He got muted last week in one of the morning lives, either by YouTube or an admin or something.
Evan Scott Bryant.
Yeah, I guess Adam could do it.
Now,
Well, because he's not in the YouTube chat.
yeah,
He won't be because he
Right.
can't comment.
you'll lose your comments for a few minutes though.
Yeah, I
Maybe
bet
Windsong.
Winsong can figure it out.
Yeah.
He's pretty good at that kind
Yep.
of stuff.
A question for the Americans. Why don't more people use submarine stills? Duke, we have talked about that a little bit. I don't necessarily have a really good answer. I think that they were super, super, super popular amongst old school moonshiners back during Prohibition and before.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, we got like the pot stills just got really, really, really popular.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see as many submarine stills anymore.
And now when you see them, well, there are still folks out there in the woods absolutely using.
Most of the wood stills, I think the majority
submarine
of the wood
stills.
stills are submarines.
And we just started manufacturing stills, and people don't manufacture that type of still much.
Yeah.
DRC does a stainless one. There's another company that does them.
The design of them
Ozark Steelworks does them.
is a really cool design, kind of meant to roll off the rounded edges and circulate the water. So I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting topic that there's probably a good answer for. I just don't know what it would be.
Yeah, I don't either.
As far as the still builders out there commercially producing stills, why a small minority of them have submarines, I don't know.
They're teens now. They've been doing it with me when they were little. Talking about
cool.
boys. Yeah, that's awesome.
I bet they picked up a bunch of stuff too. Pretty neat.
Yeah. Oh, Backwoods is building one? I didn't know Backwoods was building one. Oh, wait, yeah? That was a while back, wasn't it? I remember in the Moonshine for Beginners group, he was chatting about that and sharing pics, I think.
Runs on an
That was like
Olympic.
last year or the year before.
I'm trying to remember because I don't want to misquote him, but I think when I was in that live with him a couple of weeks ago, he was saying that he pretty much just only ran on an Olympic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Richard Henderson, good evening, everyone listening in on the way home. Yeah, there was a bit of kind of funny drama. Maybe I shouldn't bring it up. In the Moonshine for Beginners group about Backwoods still. So he buys a still from another person, right? And is excited that he's bought this Olympic. It's the Olympic still he uses right now.
That's in Gallon, yeah.
Yeah, and he was excited about it. And he posts pics in the group. Well, he posted the pic of the other fellas, like the other fella's pic, you know, because the other fella sent him a pic of the still he was selling. He bought it, and then he just shared that pic.
Yeah.
The other guy got upset, like, he's down here sharing my pics, and he's like, with me, like, what are you going to do about it? I'm like, I'm not doing anything about it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he left the group, but it was kind of wild. Like, you know, there was this line where some people were saying he shouldn't have posted it, and some people were like, "Why?
Really?
What's the big deal?" You
That's
know,
interesting.
He doesn't own the property rights to that photo.
That photo is copyrighted. Okay.
I mean, I can't. I'm having a hard time exactly remembering the details.
That's
maybe Duke or Winsong remember the details because they were both.
GTD, I don't doubt it, brother. I know if I was a little hellion running around helping dad run the Moonshine, there'd probably be a jar go missing every once in a while. Yeah.
Lucky if there's just a jar missing.
Where'd all the hearts?
I mean, if it was me, you'd have some mash missing too.
Yeah, your fermenter would be a little light every once in a while.
Is it a good idea to take out the ceramic balls that came in my Beaver football still and put copper mesh in it instead? Yeah, that'd work. That'd work just fine, Joe.
I do think that it's probably a good opportunity to get a little bit more copper exposure because those are all stainless, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think it would be a negative unless you broke something somehow getting them out of there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Winsong's remembering it. She says it was a pic he used to advertise it. It was a public photo. So,
Robert Sebastian says, I'm using a 15.5 gallon keg still with a 3-inch column, and it is fantastic.
Yeah.
The reason so many guys run keg stills, I mean, there's multiple reasons, but one of them has to be that they work well, right? Yeah.
They do work well. They're durable, easy to clean, 15.5 gallons.
Cheap.
You can usually pick one up used for
Cheap.
in most places like $40.
Yeah. Fabricated ferrule on there. If you're not interested in the electric port or clean out or anything like that, you know, you're talking about one penetration and
yeah. And the 3-inch column, nice size column.
3-inch column.
And that's another thing about your still that just Dustin's built you. Got a 4-inch. It's a 4-inch port on the top, so you know we could play around with some
because we have a 4 reducer, right?
Yeah. So we'll be able to play around with all kinds of stuff.
We can make it a mile tall. Put the other
Right.
columns on there.
We could put a 4-to-3 reducer, use the 3-inch column, then a 3-to-2 reducer, use the 2-inch column.
What is the benefit? You know, I see a lot of commercial distilleries and their columns are so tall, right? Like now, and I understand like you've got a big volume pot, and maybe it's just a factor of, hey, there's just so much volume down here we have to have. But
yeah,
is there? Do you think there's a positive benefit of running like a really tall column?
Are you talking about the columns, and also they'll have like multiple bubble plates,
glasses, bubble plates?
So they're running neutral spirits.
That's
so
fine.
the taller you can get it, the
More reflux.
easier it is to create the reflux and get the higher proof. because like when they're not running a neutral spirit, they're not using those columns.
I got the deflags turned off. Probably they're just maybe they run a little deep.
Maybe.
Shady Homesteader. Sorry,
What y'all teaching me today? Is there anything we could teach you?
I don't know. I mean, there's probably something out there, some little niche. I don't know what it'd be, brother.
When are you
learn
going to
more
teach
than
us
we
how
do.
to make T-shirts?
Yeah,
That's what I want.
teach us how to screen print some shit, my brother. If you're in the TikTok chat, or if you're on YouTube or Facebook, and you're seeing the Shady Homesteader there, go check him out over there on TikTok. He's a shiner. He's great for the moonshiner community. He helps people out with T-shirts. He's got special rates for moonshiners. Really good dude. DRC in the house. What's up, brother? We've been talking about you, man. We are super excited for that stainless steel, man. And I can't stop talking about it.
I just love the fact that we never overflow jars anymore.
The jar can. Biggest improvement for the quality of our run since we started this production. I'm going to have to take a little sip off this. This is going to be hard. Nothing like it right off the tee. You know what I mean?
Already getting guesses. We got 125, 132. Shady Homesteader says, I actually printed 300 shirts due in the morning. Just stopped for a break.
Damn it, brother.
300 shirts, like in a day? Is that what you're saying?
120.
That seems crazy.
Something.
What's up, guys? Steel Valley Shine in the house. We got a 124. We got a 122.
Beer check.
I'm good, Bubba. Dexter, good to see you with that fancy little Still in the Clear badge next to your name. Paul McKinley says he loves your Razorback shirt. Can't even talk.
Oh, I always knew you were a real one, brother. Yes, sir.
That's got quite a bit of sweetness.
Moonshine.
And this is the stuff too that when we open the bag, it just smells like peanut butter. Smells like a bunch of peanuts when you open the bag.
Yeah, it does
corn.
smell like straight peanut butter. I think both the white corns and the blue smell like peanut butter to me. Shady Homesteader says, headed to Bennett's house tomorrow. Make sure, Shady, when you get over there, you give him a swift kick right in the balls for me, brother. I don't know why I'm telling you to do that. I like Bennett a lot. I think he's a pretty nice guy. I would try it, okay? You know, I mean,
Why don't you go in there and assault him?
Because he might say something. You probably said it because he might say something like that for you.
Yeah. He's a ball breaker. I've followed Still in the Clear for years now, and I've learned a lot from the channel, and I appreciate everything y'all do.
Man, Robert,
Thanks, man.
I appreciate you watching, and I'm really, I always love to hear that our content's been helpful. So thank you for that.
Yep. I'm going to read this whole comment before I read it out loud.
Oh,
I don't know if I'm going to read it. Maybe some Moonshine says, I can learn y'all something. A fart is the sharpest thing in the world. It can cut right through the seat of your pants and not leave a hole.
I like that.
That's a good one.
That's good.
Collector Rick says 134. And Iron Duke is giving Bush Light the thumbs down.
Ooh, man.
He's never happy with the beer we're drinking right now.
He's
I
not.
mean, he wasn't. I didn't hear too much bitching on Guinness Week.
Yeah.
Drink those heavy old things.
Are they even heavy, though?
They're not. They're 5% alcohol. Okay. That's another thing, Duke. We didn't realize they're like 4.2%. Are they like that over there? Because I don't want to really. You know, you're talking about the American water beer.
It tasted, it was kind of watery.
It was a little water. It was like pond water a little bit.
So I'm hoping you tell us that it's totally different over there.
I would like for him to get back in the chat and be like, no, actually, they're 9.5%.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I want to hear that.
We drank 40
because
at
it
a time.
was. It just. I felt like it was missing something.
Windsong is giving you a bold text warning there.
Don't ye be messing with our Bennett now. Don't stick up for him. He's a big boy. He can take care of himself. He can dish it out. I'm a Corona guy myself. I like Coronas. I bought a 6-pack of Coronas the other day for the first time in a minute.
Yeah.
They're nice every once in a while.
Corona is like a lake beer for me.
Yeah,
Like
water.
I got to be near the water.
I agree.
Kind of thing.
Yep.
Dude, I wish we could get maybe we turn this into a little group project, but I mean, I would love to reach out to Busch Light and work out some sort of deal.
Yeah.
Okay, and it could be a pretty advantageous one for them in terms of like you don't even have to give us money.
Right.
Just
Let's do some placement.
let's get some 30 packs over here and call it a day.
Well, I don't think
we have
we.
a contract with Busch Light that's just specifically we are paid in Busch Light.
It doesn't look
mean,
like we
I'm
would
all right with
sway
that.
many of the viewers, so that's for sure.
I don't care about that at all. Okay,
I like
I like what I like.
Duke's reply. Guinness doesn't travel, so I guess he's saying we're not drinking Guinness.
I've heard that. I've heard that by the time we get over here.
They also call us lightweights.
I think that's you taking up for Guinness not being like
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's okay. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it was bad even. Right?
Yeah,
The occasional Guinness I could get down with.
Yeah.
But there's no beer out there really, with the exception of 3, that I just wouldn't drink.
I was confused by the fact that there was something in the can other than beer.
The aerator.
Like, yeah, that confused me.
yeah.
Yeah, I've cut those cans open before. I should have cut the can open on live and taken the aerator out there. But it's like a little plastic. It looks like a. How would you say this and not be in trouble on TikTok? It looks like a marital aid for your bottom.
Oh my
All right.
I'm just saying that's what it looks like.
Marital aid? That's funny.
You heard that term?
I've never heard that term. That's funny.
That's the uptown way of saying.
Is that the PC way of saying
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Uptown.
Look into it.
I will.
Don't Google it right now, but
I'm not going to.
later. DRC, how are you, brother? Good to have you in the chat. DRC, if you can, all the people over on the YouTube and Facebook can see your chats, right? They pop up on the screen. Maybe copy and paste your website into the chat so people can go over there and check you out.
Richard, we did use the FP1 as a rescue yeast, and it did work, but we haven't used it as a primary yeast yet. Winsong? Yeah. Winsong says Labatt Blue is much better.
What's Labatt Blue?
Asian beer.
Never had that.
Yeah.
Hey, does that come in like a big clay jug?
I don't know.
Man, I had a Cajun beer from down there. It came in a old school clay bottle. It sucked because they were like $17, $18 a piece, but it was like, I don't know, quarter gallon or so. I mean, they were big, but I think it was kind of the novelty of you're paying for this bottle, but also the beer in it was like top 5 beer I've ever had in my life.
Nice.
I don't know if it was the clay jug that was just playing some mind games on me, but
Duke says he needs to come on here and sort a few things out. Yeah, I agree. Come on.
the father is angry.
Yeah.
I love that.
Out, bro.
I love that.
Oh shit, dude! I'll tell you right now, I'd take a nice British scolding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could go for
Is it really a scolding though?
Yeah.
Talking to. What would they call it? What would you call a talking to, a stern having of wits?
Yeah, what would that be
What's the
called?
term for that?
Yeah,
Would that be called?
probably would actually.
I'm not sure how to do that. Just comment just www.yourwebsite.com.
Yeah, you don't have to drop it.
It won't be clickable, but people can copy and paste it, right?
Yeah.
Like, because you can't hyperlink anything in the chats.
We need to
Maybe for
get
good reason.
Adam a link he can drop in there.
Yeah. I can.
See, I think once you send us your video that a promo like what you see in our intermissions, well, you don't see them anymore because the restream is broke. But if you joined from YouTube, you would see intermission videos that are what we do before the live starts, and then also a promotional video for the still builder that we're using for that week. And so we need to get a video or something from you, and we'll start plugging that in and getting links and all that good stuff from Mississippi Mud. Yeah, he's right. He nailed it. That was the beer. That's the beer. And it is damn good. I'd rather have a bourbon over a beer. Time of the place, Joe. Time of the place. But I agree. I mean, I love a nice bourbon. I think though, while you're kicked back, watching the still work, taking the occasional sip every once in a while, and then just drinking a beer, watching that is like really good combo for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't just sit around and drink bourbon for 5 hours. I'll be plastered.
Yeah, I mean, if I start drinking the bourbon, I got to be at the end of the day.
Yeah, I've got to be at my final resting point.
Right. Winsong says it was originally Canadian. Talking about the Labatt Blue, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's what she's talking about.
DRC, absolutely. It's up to you, brother. My beer goes into steel pot. I like that. Richard, Zach, have you hit 10,000 yet? No, I'm like 92 and some change. We're working on that over at TikTok. I've got put in jail for a little bit there, and I couldn't go live.
Getting there,
So
a little bit at a time.
A little hiccup. Get put in TikTok jail.
It's just a matter of time.
We all know Beatbox is the best. Box, is that a beer?
I don't remember that one.
Me neither.
Or a bourbon or whiskey?
I mean, I thought it was a verb.
I think it is
of
also.
wine to drink.
Collector Rick, that's not the worst problem to have.
I've got a lot of wine put up at the house, but I need to. I mean, it's the time of year that I need to.
The Bourbon Huntress over there on TikTok. In the house, cheers to you.
I'm gonna try to
We
make.
got some more bourbon fans in the live
Yeah, I see her on live. She's with a lot of the bourbon guys, I think.
over there on Bourbon Talk.
Yep, she's on Bourbon Talk.
When I'm over there on Bourbon Talk, I'm usually lurking in the lives. I don't usually say much, but I just like watching them.
Can I tell you what I've been doing?
Yeah, please.
I'm just gonna come out there and say it. Just gonna put it out there. I have been going to liquor stores and getting like a bottle to 2 bottles a week and doing some. I'm trying to get my palate more trained.
Training
Just
your
to be able to pick something out, you know.
Yeah.
And it's kind of what I was looking forward to those guys over in California. But anyway, different. So I've been picking a bottle up every once in a while. I've been taking some bourbon recommendations from Bourbon Talk, and I don't know. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be more well versed.
Yeah. Are you bottle chasing yet?
I'm not bottle chasing.
Okay.
I ain't never gonna bottle chase. But I would like to find something that I kind of deem as like my favorite daily driver, and like try to recreate it.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's mash bill clones out there, and
Yeah. I'm telling you, the breakfast cereal bourbon could be a daily for me for sure.
100%. Yeah.
In fact, I've considered taking a jar of that home just so I can just at night have a couple of fingers at night before I go to sleep.
yeah, we got enough of it for sure to do that.
And we know where to get more. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the important part.
We should run more of that.
I wouldn't mind just experimenting with other cereals too, since that one turned out so well.
I'd hate to mess with it.
How unlikely is it that I nailed it on the first shot, though?
I mean, I think not impossible, but just based off of the end result, I would say maybe I did. I mean, I'm trying to imagine a world where that's better. Like, what would make that better? I don't even know the notes to give you to be like, you should have more of this or less of this.
Well, here's what I know. We've made that. I've made that 3 times. You've made it with me, once?
Mm-hmm.
I know you don't perfect it in 3 tries. So I know it can get better. Just no doubt in my mind, it can get better.
Yeah, but what would you shoot for? Like, what are you?
You could try different aging.
Yeah,
we could put it in a barrel and it'd be better.
dude. Putting that in a barrel.
We could use dextrose instead of cane sugar. That usually makes there's a number of different ways we could make minute changes that could cumulatively add up.
Should have made
That a redundant sentence, cumulatively add up.
I think it is, but that's okay.
Yeah. It could be
That's
cumulative.
Okay. We'll roll.
I mean, the beard makes it okay.
The editors will catch that next time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we'll get it in post.
Duke says we have a new bourbon recipe from Jason Acosta that we will be publishing soon. Yes, that's awesome.
The toasted corn.
The toasted corn bourbon. And so for those of you that don't know what Duke is talking about, publishing it soon, that is the monthly newsletter called The Mash. Goes out every month. The Mash. It's free. You can go to stillintheclear.com/newsletter. Do we have any links for that, Adam? The newsletter? So if you want to sign up for that, it's free. It goes out every month. The Iron Duke is the editor on that. He puts in most of the work, and it's really good. The best monthly newsletter for moonshiners on the planet, I say.
Yeah, or perhaps for anyone.
It might be the only, but I'm certain it's the best.
It's super informative, and here's what I like about it. There's a lot of structure to it, and it's really well done. You can tell you and Duke and everybody spent a lot of time on it. Yeah, and it's just very well done. Like, it's not kind of very well done.
Yeah, there are specific, what do you call it? Like portions of the newsletter that are in every newsletter. You know, there's always a recipe of the month.
Yeah.
There's always a deal of the month or a deal of the day. There's always just like a general knowledge article, you know, about whiskey industry or something like that. There's just always interesting stuff in there.
Yeah. Normally a couple helpful tools from various places.
Yeah.
If you,
Kevin and Jason, thanks for the jar.
Oh, did we give them the sad news?
We have sad news?
Yeah. You don't remember?
I guess not.
We regret to inform everybody that the shop grinder, the long-time blue Chinese grinder, may have taken an absolute crap on us. And what did we do in response? Immediately replaced it with the same exact grinder.
Just ordered another one.
Yeah.
It was such a good grinder, and
several metric tons of grain ran through it.
And possibly too, like, we haven't taken that thing apart. Like, it could be a matter of taking it apart,
bearings,
dusting it off, and putting it all back together.
Cleaning it at all.
We haven't done anything. And so, yeah, but that was a bummer when that thing started crapping out the other day.
Super bummed about it.
Been such a good piece of equipment.
Yeah, Scott, I think what we're going to do is get the proof on this and take the little top of the hour break there.
This is jar number 5. Every time I say jar number 5, it reminds me of that song.
5.
Yeah, every time I say it.
Yeah, dude, that used to be a bop too. Isn't that crazy? People used to lose it over that. Absolutely lose their minds. If that would come on during the function, like, everyone was like, oh.
Great track.
Yeah. I can imagine it was similar to, like, it's time to rock.
Right.
Great tune. Like, when that came out, and people were like,
whoa.
Like,
when that came out? How old were you when that came out?
That's what I'm saying. I have to imagine. I don't know.
Yeah. Like,
when did that song come out? Can we get a quick Google on that?
Sure, yeah. Okay, there we go. What'd you say? Oh, 86.
1986, no joke.
Yep, Run DMC. Tricky.
yeah, that sounds about right. Back in my day when I was like wearing parachute pants with zippers all over them.
Dude, I could be a fly on the wall for that.
Dude, that's
It
cool.
was, it was-
Run around
it
in
was a
hammer
good
time.
time. It was a good time. Air Jordans.
Heck yeah.
It was a good time.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's nuts, dude.
That's fun to think about.
Yeah, dude. Appreciate that shameless plug. Did we give them a proof of this one?
This proof on jar number 5 is 115.
115.
115. Iron Duke is announcing your cameo on America's Got Talent.
Appreciate that, dude. All right, well, it is 6:02, top of the hour. I think what we're going to do is take a little break, okay? Look, bladders aren't the same as they used to be. Everyone's got to go to the restroom. Who are we to deprive you of the live show when those needs rise about? Here's what's going to happen. We're going to take a quick little break. You're going to see what happened before we cut the cameras on, before the live started. A little video of Cyrus today, filling the still and telling you what we got going on. Also, a few words from some of the folks that make everything tick and provide the stills that we run on the show. So, hang out for a minute, watch that video, and we'll be right back.
In tonight's live stream, by member choice, we are running the 15-gallon Copper Stillco traditional still, and we are running a white corn liquor mash. This is an heirloom mash. It's half Hickory King White, and it's half Trucker's Favorite White. And we asked you guys, the members, what do you want us to run and what still do you want us to use? That's the combination you guys came up with. So that is what we're going to run. If you're interested in heirloom corns, we now offer it at stillintheclear.com/shop. So go check them out. There'll be a link down in the description. See you in the live stream.
Hand cut copper, a torch's flame, built to last, I ain't one the same. Rolling that sheet, bending that steel, every still got a story to tell. The proof's in the still, give it a go, you can't go wrong. Copper still cold.
Just wanted to let you know that Still in the Clear now offers heirloom corns. We've got the Hickory King White, we've got the Bloody Butcher, we've got the Jimmy Red, we've got a hybrid non-GMO blue corn, we've got the Trucker's Favorite White corn. And if you've been wanting to try some of these corns and add a distinctively different flavor to your moonshine, other than just a regular old yellow corn, you definitely want to try these out. You can go to stillintheclear.com/shop, click on the category heirloom corns and see everything we have to offer. You can get it in 10-pound batches. You can also get them straight from the Homebrew Center shop if you're local to the Fort Smith area. And we also offer bulk purchases in store at Homebrew Center where you can get a great deal on a 50-pound bag. That is pickup only. But if you want to try some of these great corns shipped straight to your door at a great price, check them out. Stillintheclear.com.
And we are back, and I hope that Mother Nature was kind to you and you took care of your business. Maybe you grabbed a refreshment. I don't know. Maybe a nice little bourbon, maybe some corn liquor. I know that we got some corn liquor here that's tasting pretty sweet. Hope you enjoyed the little intermission video there. But, yeah, run's going pretty nicely. Let's talk about the proof. We had an interesting conversation outside about proofs and kind of what people shoot for versus what they maybe necessarily can look for to change the flavor profile of what they get out of their still. So what do you think about where we're at in terms of proof right now?
We're at 115 right now, so we're getting into the range that I like. I like stuff down around, if it's just like a sipping corn whiskey, corn liquor, like 110 is good. But yeah, we were talking about the relationship between proof and flavor. And so a lot of times when guys first get into moonshining, a lot of them are kind of chasing proof.
Yeah.
And a lot of that, I think, comes from like bootleggers being like, yeah, man, this is 140 proof,
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what they're chasing. And just remember that as you increase proof, you lose flavor. There's no way around it. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
And so that's just a relationship. It's just a scale. So the further you move towards one, you're moving away from the other.
Right. Well, and here's the thing too. People like what they like, and there's nothing wrong with that. We have guys that come into the shop periodically. They'll tell stories about like, oh yeah, I run 170, 180, 190 proof. Man, it just tastes awesome. You can't even tell. And I want to, say the whole time that I'm like, once, how do you know? Like,
right.
I mean, but people like what they like, and if you like running higher proof stuff, that's awesome. But Daniel thinks I need a hat, and you're probably not wrong, brother.
Winsong calling you out.
Got a little salad. What'd she say? Daniel, I told, where's he at? Is he on YouTube? I'm going to make sure I look directly into the camera. Is he on YouTube or TikTok? He's on YouTube. I told Shady Homesteader, he popped in over on the TikTok live a minute ago, and he told me he was going to be running by your house, going to see you, and I told him to give a swift kick in the balls right to you. And then I withdrew it. I started thinking about that. I said, that's not very nice. Bennett's a good dude. I like Bennett. But now that you've come back in here as hot as you have, I'm thinking maybe give the homesteader a call. Big old boy too. I could only imagine
Reaffirm
a right top of the foot directly to the groin from that big old son of a gun. That was.
Yeah, I recant my recantation.
I recant my recantation. Why don't you come do it, kiddo? Because I'm scared. You're big. You're a big boy. No, I would never kick you in the balls.
Why don't you come do it?
I like you. Yeah, I like you. You're a knucklehead, but I do love you. Okay, bro. I would never do that to you.
Yeah, people jumping in with 90 proof. Randy says 80 proof. Yeah, I like. There are certain things I like down in the 80 and 90, and that would be like a bourbon or a brandy. But if it's just corn liquor, 110 is pretty good just to sit.
Nice little sipper. Also feel like too, it can really kind of open up. You can taste it, right? Like if you got a really good corn liquor, it's because you can taste the corn, you can taste the flavor profile in it, and you get too high proof and
can't taste it.
You just can't taste it. Now, I will say it is a cool novelty, right? If you're trying to do just a shipping run or something, and you're just trying to grind out like really high proof neutral spirit. Like it's a cool ability to be able to do that on your still and just know you can.
Yeah.
But from the aspect of like, hey, I'm going to drink this later. No.
Right.
Not at all. Winsong with the 10 gifted memberships.
Woo, 10 more memberships. Thank you, Winsong.
Tony Hughes got
wife. Who got one?
Tony Hughes.
Tony Hughes got one. Great.
Local guy.
Dwayne got one. Great.
Everyone else? No, just kidding. We're happy you got them too.
What do you say we bottle up this beer? You ready to tackle that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's jump on that. There is not a wand on that, by the way.
I'll grab
Just
a wand.
now. Get everything kind of moved over here. How do I want to do this?
Sanitize it real quick. Oh, we got to show off this bottle too.
Oh, yeah.
This fancy little carboy you bought. Where'd you say you got that at a yard sale or?
I got it at an antique mall. We can like back the zoom out on that and bring it up a little bit.
We can pull the
She
table
maxed
back.
out.
We can pull the table. That'll be easier.
Oh, what an inconvenient time for me to have grabbed this. How was that?
There we go.
So yeah, here is a bring it around here. Found this jug. Don't know how well you'll be able to read it, but it says Old Time Mountain Moonshine, distilled 1904. And then on this side, it's got a little 4-leaf clover. Good luck. A cool little old school moonshine vessel I found there. Pretty sick. Had to snap that up. $40. You let me know. Did I overpay, or was it a good find? I like it. I'm giving them $40 for another one if I ever saw one.
All right, so we're going to bottle up this beer. We've sanitized the bottles already. We have, I've got the lids in here sanitized. We're going to be using the carbonation drops for the carbonation. Make it simple, no measuring out sugar, no anything. Just one of these goes in every bottle.
We racked this beer too right before the live. So
I've got to put one of these drops in there. Fill it too full.
hey, get me started here. Can't get it primed.
Feels like you that down a little harder, maybe.
Well, we need to raise it up a little bit.
I raise it up.
They're filling.
It won't keep filling. We'll get down to the bottom. Why can't I get this open? What's going on there?
Get a little lead on you here.
There we go. Now I got it. Rousey says, got my Just Brew It shirt today. Quality shirt and screen printing.
Comfort colors.
Thank you. Comfort color shirts. There's one.
How you liking the fill level on these?
I think it is a better idea to drop the drops in before you fill, honestly.
Oh, really?
I feel like I got a good seal on that one. Set these here. Drop one in before you fill it.
I will do it.
And I think, no, I got one in there. That's it. $400 buckets for $1? Dang. All right.
I'd buy them all day for 40.
And we will let these set. Jar check. Bad timing.
Oh, what an inconvenient time. I got a half-filled beer over here.
Thank you, Adam. And we will let these sit for about 2 weeks. Let those carbonation drops, which are just sugar drops, let them dissolve. Let the yeast finish them off, create carbonation in the beer. And then after 2 weeks, we'll pop one open, kind of see what the carbonation is like. If we like it, we'll stick them in the fridge. Yeah, double right there. Don't forget to check your jar while you're playing Laverne and Shirley. I wonder how many folks in the chat get that reference.
Everyone knows that. A little chocolate conveyor. I remember watching that as a kid organically and thinking that was the funniest thing ever. They're eating them and stuffing them down their shirt.
Crazy Jay over there on TikTok is asking what we're bottling. This is an American light wheat beer. It's just kind of a recipe we put together here. We've already done it once, loved it, so we're doing it again. Real simple recipe with just some Pilsen and some DME. Turned out great. So we're doing more.
Turned out pretty bitchy. Ask me.
This roulette wheel is ridiculous. It got McNeil, who hasn't been online like forever, but it won't land on Bennett, who's here every week. Talking about the gifted memberships. Oh, he says, it's okay, darling. Why is he calling my wife darling? What's up with that?
Why are you pushing up on my buddy's wife? Huh? Motor City Hillbilly.
Here.
What's up,
We're
brother?
just bottling up some beer, man.
Just bottling some booze.
And this is 3 gallons. We're probably going to make be able to bottle 30 to 32 beers.
Hey, could I get you to
Probably.
pre-priming sugar some bottles? I'm dripping a little bit.
All right. No problem.
It's after business hours.
Just let that ring. Let the message tell folks. I can call back. Might be my wife trying to get a hold of us. Little oddball bottle here.
Oh yeah, there's 2 on the top that are weirdos. Another one I see.
She's not in Ohio.
Lord, we hope not.
Maybe that's Bennett. Isn't he in Ohio?
No. Bennett calling to say, where you want this ass whooping to? You want it airmail? You want it ground?
I'm gonna FedEx an ass whooping to you. What's your address?
Hey buddy, I got a big old large shipment of whoop ass headed your way. How you like it? Roy D. Mercer passed away not that long ago.
Really?
Yeah. Hey, Bubba, when's the last time you had your ass full?
Just how big a boy are you?
Just how big a boy are you?
Daniel says, because unlike you guys, Windsong's nice.
She's not mean to me.
That's true. She is nice. She's nice. She's nice even to me, and she's been putting up with me for a long time. Oh man, I just dropped another one in that
Experiment.
That one's gonna blow a top. I'm not even gonna bottle that one. I know what happens.
It's already. Oh. I see what you're saying.
I'm confusing myself doing this. What do you guess the price, the cost per bottle is on the beer? Never thought it was worth it.
It's less than $1. You can buy them cheaper than you make them, but
this recipe comes out to about 75 cents retail price. Yeah.
But you also, too, bottles are just more expensive in general. So if I go buy a 12-pack of bottles, they're 16, 18, 20 bucks, depending on what you get, you know.
Did you make beer? Did you make a beer ferment video? No, we haven't yet. All of that kind of content is going to go on the Homebrew Center YouTube channel. And it's real light right now. There's just not much over there, but we are going to start doing some of that. So any wine, mead, or beer videos will be over there on the Homebrew Center YouTube channel.
Were you in there when I was catching all those birds out of my house? That was wild. Shit talk aside, that was crazy, dude. I mean, I know you deal in chicken houses, so maybe not as wild to you, but just for your average day, everyday problem to encounter, that was not on my list of. Also, man, those things were dodgy too. They'd come right at your head, just trying to get away from you, right? But man, that was not awesome.
A lot of dead airspace here, huh?
I was just trying to think of
we're
something.
just kind of.
You guys are zoned out. You're working. I was just trying to think of something to fill the dead space.
Yeah, I'm not talking too good right now.
No, nothing was happening. So, what's your favorite kind of beer? You know, like.
Where's the difference between Hickory King and Yellow Dent feed corn? I've heard the Hickory King has a higher starch content. Does more starch mean more possible sugars? More starch does mean more possible sugars, but it is only slightly higher. The
Completely different flavor too.
Yeah, so the PPG of Yellow Dent is like 30, and the PPG of the Hickory King is like 31, 32. So It is higher, but it's not by a bunch. I mean, my experience with this run, which is the first run I've ever made with white corn, the flavor is definitely different in a good way. I'm not sure I don't like it better, honestly. But we haven't done any blending. We'll do all that at a later date, and then we'll get a better feel for how it actually turned out. The smell, when you open it up, the smell is completely different.
Straight peanut butter.
Bottling takes more concentration, yeah. Whiskey Rebel says, Adam, do another puzzle?
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure what that is.
He's talking about how it's kind of busy.
Yeah, it's like something going on over here.
Something else happening, yeah. Fly kite.
Yeah, go fly a kite, bud. Indeed, yeah.
We're not gonna,
yeah, the keys are
these
broken
last
on my
two are gonna
keyboard.
do
I'm
it.
using
Oh, fuck.
one of these.
Here, let me do this for
It's
you.
useful, but we've got some new ones coming, so.
Blew his keyboard apart last week.
When I was tearing all the keys off and
Yeah,
sucking
yeah.
on them and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Did a run this morning. Sour mash the old grains again around 2 p.m. Already has a heavy cap on it.
Nice.
Jason Acosta.
Dave's in the house. Good to see you. Olympic Dave. Might have to pour this last little bit in there to get it full. Down to the last little bit.
Give that a pump.
Better. Woohoo! More beer! More beer!
Yeah, I'm excited about that. It's good stuff.
Heirloom corn is a rabbit hole. My first Jimmy Red was excellent. Bloody Butcher fermenting smells awesome.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, I just about dropped another one in there and that.
Where's my favorite funnel?
Stainless?
Now I need the white one. It's the only one that'll fit down in there.
Where? Caps. I need 3 more caps. 1, 2, 3. Let's see.
Oh, I don't know. She may have.
Jars
I'll
half
look at it.
full. Look at me doing 2 things at once.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, just like we planned it.
That'll work out.
You ready to take all this knowledge back to your brothers? We can hook you up with some equipment.
I've seen a lot of videos.
Yeah.
Fairly simple.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the double
Yes. Of all the alcohols to make, mead is the simplest. Of course, that's my opinion.
High school.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh hell, you're a
No beer left behind.
fart smeller, man. Good thinking, my man. Evan Scott hadn't drunk any beer in 13 years at least. All right. This is jar number 6. Much.
No, I mean, it's the same that I took out of there. Foaming up a little bit.
Foaming up. And here come the guesses. 111, 108. Barry's working on some mead right now. We got a bunch of mead over there on the shelf. We hadn't even been there forever. We hadn't even bottled it. $112, $110, $115.
Those drops, yeah.
Over there on the cabinet.
Get that other one to come out of there, so I'm just gonna hit it with a.
Wait, what are you saying?
I couldn't get that other one out of there. It
Gotcha.
was stuck in there.
What does the red by the name mean? Richard, that means you've been a member for 2 months. So there are levels. There are 4 different levels. The first level is the black with the silver writing. That is month 1 through 2. When you get past 2 months, the icon next to your name changes to that color, and then there's another color at 6 months. There's another change at 6 months and at 1 year, I believe. I think that's how I set it up.
How about that?
Paul McKinley dropping in the custom MFB link emoji. For those of you who don't know, that's Moonshine for Beginners. The best moonshine group on the internet over at MeWe.com. If you're not a member and you want to learn how to make moonshine, that is where to be.
A lot of beer, dude.
All Caps doesn't get his attention anymore.
Also,
Sure, I guess I missed something.
oh, sorry. I've grossly been neglecting the chat for the last about 10 minutes.
Yeah, that was.
I've got it for you. Win song earlier in all caps said, Cyrus, you better bring home more than 1 bottle of that this time. I agree, Win song.
Probably, that was probably my fault more than it was.
That's a crime.
I was on pretty good.
Not having more than one of those, which we put them down pretty quickly. We enjoyed those.
Yeah, this is a 30-pack. This is like
we were hammering
a day and a half of
Isn't this 30 beers?
Right.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't actually count it.
Did you do the proof on the jar?
Yes, the proof is 113.
Okay, 113. Closest was Richard Henderson 112.
Richard.
Pretty close.
John Johnson says the only experience I've had with distilling was a cornmeal wash in a crock pot still. Do not recommend running crock pot. Still takes way too long, but the end product was good. I mean, it would work.
29 beers.
29.
Could have got 30 out of it if I'd been a little stringent with the racking.
I would prefer 29 and not get
29 good beers as opposed to 30
with
chalky
one
beer.
surprise beer at the
Yeah,
end.
one surprise beer somewhere.
Dude, what a name. Motor City Hellbilly. You know that guy?
That's a great name.
You know that cat? And they're going to come out with an instrument like a pH tester to help distinguish heads, hearts, and tails. That'd be cool. You have like a volatile alcohol meter.
I know when you
Still exists.
you can take a sample of your whiskey and you can send it to a lab, and the piece of equipment that they use to test it, not able to, what would it be?
Yeah,
To test
mass spectroscopy.
mass spectrometer. That's
Yep.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
spectrometer. Yep.
yeah, that's what they use. So maybe they could put a $30
spectrometer?
version of it on
Hold
the
on.
market.
That would be
Hold on,
crazy.
Wait a second. What do you got? Spectrometer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And both of you guys know what that is again?
Yeah. This is chemistry stuff.
Cool.
this is stuff for big brain people.
All right. All right.
They range in price from like 30 grand to 100 grand. They're very expensive pieces
Everyone
of
just
machinery.
dog piles in the chat. You don't know what a spectrometer is?
believe you know.
Loser.
Yeah, Winsong did like the beer, so I'll have to bring her more than
Was that Pavlov's perspective that you guys were talking about the other day?
Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah, Schrodinger's cat.
Pavlov's perspective.
Yeah. Pavlov. You were close.
I'm trying.
Now we're getting into barking dogs and bells.
The
Yeah,
two
yeah.
hamsters and 7 brain cells that are circulating up in my noggin were like, look, come on, what was it? Something about perspective, and it was one of these guys.
Yeah, Mudgrip says, I believe they call it your nose.
Gary Clark says, keep an eye on the jar.
There it
You're
is.
not wrong.
Jar check. Jason's back on the non-breakable hydrometer concept. John, we made some American white wheat beer. What that is. Real simple recipe. We use DME for the sugar and Bavarian wheat DME and a Pilsen grain. Real simple.
Dude, I'm trying to. What are the most common DMEs? Like, I know the Bavarian wheat is a very common one. Is there another one? Another DME that
There's
comes
several.
up pretty frequently.
I don't know a lot of them, honestly.
Like one more that I'm thinking of, and maybe the only other one.
Jar number 7.
111.1. I will accept that guess.
Damn. Okay. We got 111, 108, 109, 106, 111.1, 110, 106. Luke jumped in the chat. Hello, fellow distillers. Hello, Luke. Glad you jumped in with us.
Mm-hmm.
Got about 50 people in the chat right now. Rousey just joined as a still hand. That's awesome. Glad you joined us.
Welcome to the club.
Rousey, 8:30 a.m. Monday through Saturday, Central Standard Time. We go live every morning for about 30 minutes. We drink coffee together. We just talk shit. We talk behind the scenes stuff that other people aren't privy to, things like that. So if you can catch that, 8:30 in the morning, we'll see you there.
Also, you can start voting on the polls we send out that decide everything from what we run to what we run it in to, I don't know, post flavor recipes that people want us to make, or we've done all kinds of stuff in there, getting people's perspective input.
Dave is asking if we've ever distilled tomatoes. I have not. He's not talking about the bird watchers. Rick freezes fruit for wine, then heat to kill bacteria, no chemicals, no Camden tablets, better flavor, higher octane. Well, I mean, I would agree with you on some of that statement. No chemicals, no Camden tablets, possibly a better flavor. You're not going to get a higher octane naturally than what you can get with all the additives. Jason says another member privilege is that you get to poke fun at Zach.
Yeah, Jason loves that shit.
Luke runs a double thump keg, as many people do. And I don't like that these beer are sitting here not ready to drink.
I know.
Bugging me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tall boy there.
There was a couple weirdos in there.
Long neck bottle. We have to put them up there on the top shelf just so that we forget about them for 2 weeks.
Run a double thump keg. I like it thumpers.
Rick says average at 19%. Yeah, that's awesome. So no higher than what you can get otherwise.
Can we see doubles and get the proof?
And well, the proof was 111. Sorry. I forgot to shake it. That's what you're talking about. Sorry, Jason.
And by the way, Adam, yeah. For that. Force carbonate and drink one right now. How do you force carbonate something? Shake
CO2.
it?
CO2.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't do any forced carbonation just because I don't really have the equipment.
We don't make enough beer at the moment, but that might be something that we look into. It would be nice to have some kind of, as soon as you're ready for it to be done, just to keg it or whatever. I would like kegging some beer.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of the parts to force carbonate. I mean, we could get it together and do it.
Might be a nice addition to the ABV Society bar.
For sure.
I got that mini fridge. I got
A
it.
little kegerator. You keep saying it.
I know. Mark my words. By next Thursday, the mini fridge will be here. I'm not going to say that it's going to be outfitted with the tower and the taps and everything and the hose, but it will at least be over here. Scout's honor.
Y'all heard it.
Don't know if that's how you do that, but
Jason says, "Can y'all explain what a double retort is for running rum?" I can't. I know I've heard that term a lot of times, so it is something. I don't know what it is though.
I believe
there are some rum guys in the house that I'm sure will jump in.
I believe, Jason, that the double retort is a coitus move made famous by your mother.
That's what I read, Zach. Yep.
Right back at ya.
Yep.
Just kidding, Jason. I'm sure she's a nice lady. Maybe not, though. I don't know that.
Terry says, "Keg the fridge, and I'll come up and test it out."
Jason T. There's a lot of bubble readers on here.
We got one of those caps that goes on a pop bottle that hooks to a CO2 tank, carbonate the cap, or something like it. Huh. I mean, they also make those little mini kegs, like 1 gallon mini keg
You
with
can
a
charge them.
tiny CO2.
You know how when he would make beer every once in a while, I mean, and this may just be something that's just obvious to guys that pretty consistently make beers, but once it's carbonated and then you expose it to the atmosphere, you're just going to have to recarbonate it again if you ever want to transfer it or move it. Like, it will just go flat after you expose it one time to the... And I would try to, explain that to Hal.
Oh, back when he was trying to figure out why.
He would carbonate them in 1 gallon jugs. And then just wonder why, when he opened them to try to, I'm like, dude, you can't, once you do it, you just have to redo it again if you ever want to transfer
You never told me that that's what he was doing.
Yes, he was doing that.
Oh.
Now he did just have some that would like he would bottle every once in a while, and he did have a batch of those that just never seem to take. I think he put them in the fridge too early.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That'll do it.
Jason talking about my perm. I wish I'm trying to get my wife does hair for a living. Some of y'all know that. I'm trying to get a perm. I'm trying to go maybe full mullet and just perm the back, but then also what's that going to be like? I've never had one of those before.
Yeah,
Maybe a little too wild.
I have.
You got a perm? A perm mullet?
Well, it started out as just a perm and then ended as a mullet.
What did you think? How did you enjoy that?
Didn't like it. Didn't like it.
Did you give it enough
I
time?
didn't. I
Did
thought
you
I
give it
was
enough
gonna-
time?
Well, I was in like 8th grade, so
Oh.
what did I know anyway? But
True.
Yeah.
That's true.
I thought it was going to be really cool, and then it didn't feel like it was really.
Wasn't that neat?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's a lot to commit to. Zach is starting to look like Grizzly Adams. We're going to have to get a new button in the chat. That seems to be a common.
A Grizzly Adams button.
I'm normally wearing a hat, right?
Gee.
So, like, you know, if I've got everything under a hat, you guys just never know. My hair is like very long at all, but like, in there. I got some serious romaine lettuce upstairs.
Quite thick.
Winsong says the mullet is dead, boys.
Not dead.
It's making a comeback.
Don't you say that?
It is making
It's
a comeback.
back.
But like,
Don't give up on it.
She does not pay attention to culture at all.
Man, what's
So,
old is
like,
new again? Same with
They
like
are coming back.
they are, and
I
same.
mean, I'm not putting another one on my head,
No.
but
It's same with like the whole like perm top short on the sides
yeah.
thing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's huge. I call them broccoli tops, but they like walk around with this like floppy thing going on. I
All
don't-
faded on the side.
yeah,
there.
of course, of course.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of old photos of like family and stuff when afros were very popular.
Yep.
And I often think like, what's the hairstyle now that will be the afro later? And if
Rousey,
it's not the mullet, not sure what it is.
I don't know.
Rousey says mullet, the El Camino haircuts.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. That's
El
a good
Camino
correlation.
of haircuts.
That's funny.
Zach looks like Moses. I'll take that. Moses was a dope character. Did Moses, I think maybe he did some bad stuff though too. Didn't he at one time maybe do some stuff that wasn't so cool?
Did he?
I don't know.
I
I
mean,
don't know. I'm just thinking
What
maybe
are we-
someone told me that.
are we talking about the Old Testament?
I think so.
Yeah, bad stuff,
For sure.
in my opinion. But of course, you know,
But was it Moses? We're talking
what
about
am I
one
missing?
guy.
I forget.
It was bad stuff, right? Like, but
well, let's talk slavery.
Oh yeah, he did that. He had slaves, but he also didn't he marry a slave?
I
I don't know if
remember
makes
that
it any
part.
better.
And
You're right. It doesn't.
Think
But you
about
know,
what that
maybe
relationship was like.
think about the power dynamics.
Remember before?
Paul says Moses was good, and I know, you know,
I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm just saying that maybe like,
lots of people will disagree with me.
I'm saying I don't know.
Maybe a topic of religion with me in the chat is probably not a good idea.
Right.
To be honest with you,
Yeah.
it's probably not a good
I
idea.
don't think we take it seriously enough. For
He killed
some.
an Egyptian and fled the country. See?
Okay.
I don't know if that
See?
guy had it coming. I don't know, dude. I'll read up on it. Maybe we'll circle back to this later. But
Yeah,
I'm just thinking.
just like we're circling back to you fighting a chimpanzee. was it?
Chimpanzee, yeah.
Oh, I've come full circle on that whole conversation too.
Where we at?
Chimp in captivity.
Yeah.
I'm smoking him.
Yeah.
I'm not even worried about it.
Yeah.
Dude. Wild chimp.
No.
If he's got some buddies with him, I'm toast. If he knows what he's doing, probably still toast. They're so strong.
They
And I
are.
think that they can, like, I think they're strong enough to break your appendages. And if that ever happens, so like if I'm just all legs at some point,
Right.
like no arms, my throat's probably just going to get
It's over.
ripped in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I'm at with that whole thing. But like any chimp in captivity, and I don't know if there's a way to maybe reach out to some zookeepers, or I don't even know if it's necessarily like allowed, but like I would like to set that up. I mean, if there was a legal way to go about it, like an exhibition or something, I would try it out.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe but at the same time, like, I think you would have to control their mouth. But if there was no biting involved, for sure, 100%. I've seen them fight
What do
each
you
other
mean
in
you would have to
captivity.
control their mouth? I'm trying to figure that out.
I don't want there to be a legit like possibility of them biting my throat in half.
I
So
think
you
so
want to
too.
you want to fight?
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like not. That's what I'm saying, though. You can't really do it because
Yeah.
that's not even. You're going to take away like his main ability to inflict pain.
Yeah.
They can't punch. They cannot throw a punch. They don't. That's not how they. That's not how they harm something in the wild.
Right.
They're not biting. You know, initially, maybe to finish, they're biting to like break windpipes and stuff. But like I'm telling you, they cannot. They have no squabbles. They cannot.
I think you're right, Terry. I think you're right.
I'd be open to maybe like any. I'd be open to probably like most environments where it was just allowed. You know, so I don't know what the guidelines are around that kind of a thing.
I suggest you fight him in an open space.
Yeah.
Because if you put
I'm not running from him. I'll tell you that.
well, if you
I'm
put
not
him in
getting
a
away
ring,
from him
his
because he's got stamina for
his
days.
response is going to be much more violent.
He's gonna have more stamina for sure, and so like I'm not trying to like I gotta take control of the situation.
Paul says, "Dude, you ain't going to beat a wild champ." That
No.
was my.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
No, I agree.
We-
We're in agreement on that. We're
Yeah.
talking now strictly about chimpanzees that are in captivity, and that's purely from me watching zoo videos of people filming them fight. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not worried about anything I've
Those
seen. on
punches
chimpanzees
look
so
weak.
far. Yeah,
Those punches look weak.
they suck, dude. They're
Limp
just like,
wrist.
they're coming over the top.
They
Like,
don't
what are you
have
gonna
any
do, pat
form.
me on top of the head.
No form
I'm
whatsoever.
throwing, dude. I'm stepping back. I'm
No technique.
launching, loading,
No.
and bombing right hooks, dude.
Yeah.
Hope
Easy.
hope you've been working out your rib cage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Right.
Paul,
They're trying to bite your throat open.
that should be cast in the new Planet of the Apes movie.
I would, and it would just be called Zach's Planet because I would take over. Check these out. Oh, they do have opposable thumbs.
They
That's
do.
how they.
They
Yeah.
do.
Okay. My bad.
They got you on that one.
Yeah. I thought it was the other way around.
Nah.
They got them on their feet as well.
They do.
So their feet are hands.
They are.
That's another problem I
That
haven't
is-
thought about yet. Just in terms of like a jujitsu situation,
I
they have
agree.
4 hands.
That's what I was thinking about last time.
That sucks. That's
'Cause-
a bad fact. I haven't really thought about yet.
My first thought with this whole thing is jujitsu. I'm going to do jujitsu on them because they don't have any whatsoever, any technique.
That's probably true, though.
But they also have 4 hands.
They have 4 hands, and they're
Which
super
is
strong.
pretty advantageous in a
Super
wrestling
strong, and also no neck.
situation.
Just no neck.
Yeah.
They're straight from shoulders to head. It's like this is the profile of their outline. Like, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna choke that?
Right.
Paul says he'll pay for the pay-per-view.
Sounds
Also, I
good.
don't know if you can armbar them because it seems like they're pretty. Like they got a wide range.
They
You know
still
what I
have
mean?
an elbow, though. So,
So then, but I mean, you're snapping one arm, and then
Mhm.
you've still got like
Just
what
one.
do you- yeah,
But can you when you factor in their 1.5 strength advantage?
I'm pretty strong, dude.
I'm just saying, when like one human putting another human into an armbar is one thing.
right.
It would be slightly different with a
Yeah,
choke.
it seems like almost you would just make him more mad and maybe more reckless, more
If there,
dangerous.
I will say, if there's anyone in the chat that has like good connections to maybe facilitate this kind of thing, I would be open to it, depending on, I don't even know how it would.
And are there anyone in the chat with PETA connections?
Right.
Maybe we should talk to
They're the
you.
last people I'd want to involve in this type of a
We
situation.
need to
I mean,
talk
I
to
don't
both
think you want to be
sides.
But
surprised.
but think about this. What if you could kind of set up a meeting with PETA where you're like, hey, we think animals are strong and that they can do stuff.
Yeah, and we want to
that
prove
they're
it.
equal.
And we want you to help us prove that to everybody.
We're
And
gonna.
we've got a guy that's willing to fight a chimpanzee.
And
Maybe you just go out and you find a good strong one that's got like maybe some training time or that's done past exhibitions, and you just prove to the world.
with a
And
minimum,
then I get in there and just like, dude,
Dance.
just absolutely have a ball.
Yeah.
Start lighting his
You
ass
know,
up.
what do you guys do with those retired astronaut chimpanzees? You know, what are they? Where are they?
Throwing them away.
You throw them.
Make
Yeah.
them prove also that they're like well cared for. So like maybe
I
there's
like
an angle.
this argument. I
There
love
could be an
that.
angle to work there. Is all I'm saying.
I love that.
And they know a lot of them, right? Like they have to know a lot of them.
Right.
You know,
Dave
so
says, I think the champ bites your face off right off the start.
I think that's a really good attack for the chimp.
I think he'd
Personally.
try. I think he might try. I think he'd be unpleasantly surprised on what happened.
You should warm up with a grizzly bear.
It'd be like the 4th of July in November, dude. I'd be lighting that ass up. I'll tell you this, he better pack a lunch. It's going to be a long damn day, dude. He better pack a lunch.
I don't think warming up with a grizzly bear would be a warm up.
Not
I think the
grizzly,
champ
dude.
is probably
Grizzly's
a warm-up.
crazy. I don't think if I met a guy that said I'm taking grizzly bears on,
No,
guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to laugh.
I'm gonna doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, hey, what's that over there, nerd? You're not, dude. You're going to die.
Wild or captive, I'm not taking a
He's
grizzly.
going to eat you alive, dude.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
going
not
to
taking a
open your
grizzly.
abdomen up. Like,
Does the champ have to be drunk like Pat Tickle so it's fair?
I would fight. I would do. I don't want to. I leave that up to PETA.
Let them choose.
They could, if that's how he normally trains and fights. I'm okay with that. I don't know, because I know that there's probably some Russian circus situations where they do have some chimpanzees that are drinking a little bit.
Right.
And if that's what we ended up with, I'd be fine either way, whatever they were comfortable with.
Rowley says they throw poop. That's not fighting fair.
I want him to do whatever he thinks he needs to do to win the fight. So I wouldn't even. I'd maybe even sign a waiver, like an E. coli waiver, or
Yeah, you would release that.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how they're finding the
You
wild.
can get- that's like a standard waiver on
Yeah.
LegalZoom. I
He
think.
better look out too, dude. I got a wild overhand, dude. I'll right back at you, buddy.
Throw something of your own.
Yeah. Give him a little package of my own. But I do want to watch some more film and some more video, but I'm not I'm pretty much 100% on the captivity versus non-captivity chimpanzee finding competition.
Well, I'm voting for you.
Thank you.
I think we're at 7:00. We're on a hard deadline tonight, so
Okay.
I think we call it. We're going to shut this rundown, finish it tomorrow.
Yeah. I think we just cut it off and finish up running this last little jar off, and then we'll run the rest of it tomorrow. I might go on. I might set the TikTok up and film a little bit just on the still. I may be kind of in and out, just grabbing jars and hanging out. But if you guys want to watch over on TikTok, you're more than welcome to. If not, dude, free country also. Like, you can do whatever you want. You could, maybe you got to work, you got to whatever, you got to take care of, you got a family you can't really watch, so it's fine. But I know that it was awesome hanging out with you guys for another week. I appreciated everyone being back in here and being lively in the chat. I know Cyrus does too.
Oh, yeah.
So
And if you're a member, we'll see you in the morning.
we'll see you in the morning for the Rise and Shine, and then we'll see you again next week.